I know people that are so poor, they have to choose between heating and eating.
Jaywick has been officially the most deprived area in the UK for around a decade.
I was only earning £2.50 a day, I was only earning £30 a week.
Clacton-on-Sea, yeah.
But they called it Clacton-on-Speed.
In Jaywick, one of the best jobs was crime.
This place has been slagged off all the time.
No one gives a monkeys because it's Jaywick.
I'm Danny Sloggett, and I do all that I can in my own time for the community. And there must be some kind of way out of here, said the Joker to the thief.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Jaywick. Once a popular seaside town, is now one of the poorest places to live in England. As summer's nearly ending, I thought I'd give it a chance. We're meeting up with Danny, a local resident who told me he can show us around and see what life in Jaywick is really like. Let's go.
Aeroplane, look! Wesley, shine on, the Spitfire!
There it is.
And they said we're deprived. We got aeroplanes! That is not deprived to me. And Jaywick, there ain't any problems really. It's just, you know, we get them problems wherever you live. But sometimes we think it's just us. But when you look all around the world, we've all got problems. The best thing to do is solve them. In a 1952 Morris Minor.
Let's go.
Let's go, Wesley.
Oh.
Yes, I am insured, honestly.
All right.
Them days are behind me. Shh. Here we go, Wesley.
Let's go. Off we go. So what, is it automatic?
No, it's manual.
Oh, it's so manual, use that. You ain't got the numbers.
So, first gear.
But yeah, tell me about Jaywick. This was once a really thriving place back in the
when
day.
Jaywick was built in the 1930s, we was a holiday resort. We had Butlins in Clacton, and basically everyone used to come to Jaywick because it was an overspill. It was an overspill for Butlins, yeah?
Yeah.
Then Butlins shut in 1984. So Jaywick really suffered when Butlins shut, because obviously 1 million people a year came to Clacton when Butlins was open. Once they took that away, we lost 1 million people a year.
Right.
So that's why Jaywick suffered.
Yeah, why did it close? What happened to it?
Basically, the council were charging them rent, and the guy that built Butlins said, can you not charge us rent while we do it up? But the council kept charging them. So that meant that Butlins left.
And would you say most of the people that have lived here, have they lived here like most of their life, like yourself, or do you get some new people coming in?
Yeah, you get the regulars and the local people like me, you know, that have lived here for many, many years. And then you get people that are moving in with their families. I've noticed lately there's a lot of young families moving in.
Yeah.
More than have ever lived here before.
Right.
Carl, I love you! Hey, shine on!
You're like a local hero around here.
Yeah, they are my hero too. Jaywick's changed a lot in my lifetime. When I first moved here, there was loads of amusements arcades, loads of pubs. There was so much more going on. But as time's gone on, that's all gone away now, you know? It's now, there's a couple of pubs left, but it's not the Jaywick I remember, you know, but it's still Jaywick and it's still great.
So this is one of the more nicer areas.
Yeah, it is. How you doing? Shine on! I say shine on because my mum died when I was 14.
Right.
But she painted Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon on the wall. And their catchphrase is shine on, you crazy diamond.
Right.
So I say shine on in honour of my mum. And when people ask me why do I say it, I can tell them about my mum.
Right.
So it's a way of keeping my mum alive.
Yeah, bringing the story together.
So the story is my mum is the story, and I am the story. So through my eyes, my mum sees life.
But where does that positive attitude come from? Obviously we're by the sea, but when people say, oh, I live in a deprived, poor area, you might think they might be a bit down on their luck, but...
No, my attitude is I always make the most of life. I had a very hard life. I went to prison 8 times. My mum died when I was 14. I've always lived in Jaywick where there's not so many opportunities. With all of that backdrop in my life, I had to be positive, I had to be strong. And I've always thought, today can be anything. Today I can go anywhere. So, you know, a bit like Only Fools and Horses. This time next year, I could be a millionaire, yeah?
Yeah.
And I've always had that attitude, you know?
Definitely.
So I'm just hoping that it's contagious. I'm hoping other people feel my passion. Because I love Jaywick, and so would they love Jaywick if they came here, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of people that say things about Jaywick, they don't actually come to Jaywick. So how can you have an opinion? Please come to Jaywick for yourself. I, Danny Sloggett, will show you around and show you that it's not deprived. There was a fire here about a week and a half ago. 4 houses burnt down.
Right.
So basically the community came together, and people that give me things to give to others gave me a brand new Sony television, they gave me DVD players, they gave me a notepad computer, and I made sure all of the victims got that.
Right.
So I've done my own bit, you know? That's why I created the Jaywick Sounds Happy Club, to give people a voice. But I'm going to show you what's left of their houses now. Here it is on the right.
How did it burn down? Did someone do it, or?
Someone was having a fire next to one of the buildings and the wind picked up and it was an accident, as far as I'm aware.
Wow.
And this is what's left now. It's a shame, innit? That's their homes.
But is it because the houses are built so close together that it's very easy to...
Yeah, it's because it was high wind and it's just an accident. And they're all living in hotels now, and the whole community's come together to help them. You know, that's what Jaywick's about. So we shine them on and we love them.
This place has been slagged off all the time, and it's not as bad as people say it is. People come down and make videos, and they go around and they find the worst places they can film it and say this place is a dump. They don't go around and look at the good places. And that's about all I've got to say.
As a local, what are the good things that you see just day to day that people don't really get to see?
The friendship and camaraderie between people that live here. Everybody knows each other and we're all together.
Well, one bad apple to spoil the barrel, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it's just... And I got married.
But yeah, Jaywick itself has this label attached to it as being one of the poorest areas in England. How does that make you feel as a local?
Quite happy, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because if it was one of the dearest, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
And the beach would be absolutely flooded with, if not for a better word, yuppies.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't be able to afford to be here.
Yeah, some people that I've spoken to have made the most of it, and they can buy a property at a good price, an affordable price, and, you know, maybe make some money off that as well.
Yeah, we paid 70 grand for this 14 years ago.
Everyone's so friendly. You know, you can sit out here all day and spend all day just talking to people. Everyone talks to you, everyone's friendly, and I don't think it deserves the reputation it's got.
This is our home, you know?
Yeah.
This is where we live.
That's the best flag I've seen all day in Arsenal.
Yeah, you got Arsenal supporters here, look.
My kind of people. But people talk about this area being one of the poorest within England, but when you live by the sea, it can't be that bad, can it?
No. I mean, the winters can get very long because in the summer we get a lot of tourists. In the winter they can be very long. But we've just built this new sunspot that cost over £5 million. It's got loads of shops in it, loads of units, a cafe, and you can go there for weddings and receptions, and you're going to see it in a minute for the first time. There it is, the mighty sunspot, see it?
Yeah.
And that is a brand new investment for Jaywick. How you doing, all right? Shine on. So look at this amazing building. We got hairdressers, we got antiques, we got clothes, we got scooters,
Yeah.
we got ice creams, we got toilets, we have an undercover market bit there.
So this is where the main hustle and bustle is?
Yeah, it's becoming like that. Hey Dean, how you doing? I'll bring Nigel Farage down here. I'll bring him to you.
Yeah, speaking about him, is it people like him who need to, you know, help the community and actually make a difference? It's down to you.
No, yeah. Thank you. I've been waiting years for Nigel Farage to come to Jaywick because he actually gets things done. I've even planted plants in these potholes, Wesley. I've even sat in them pretending I'm having a bath. Look at the size of these potholes,
They're
though.
massive. Like you can put your foot in it. Like it's
How big it is.
Yeah.
So you can imagine that the bus service is not happy with these holes.
Yeah. No, definitely.
So what I do is I come out and make videos about the potholes, saying, can someone come out, the council or someone come out and fix the potholes, so we keep our bus service. You can see why the bus service is going to stop, can't you? You can totally stand inside that one. And this one, look at it. That's about 8 inches deep, isn't it?
It's awful, yeah.
You could have a bath in that, couldn't you?
But I mean, this is the prime spot. This is where you want to go to the beach, and this is where everyone's going to drive by.
This is the Jaywick promenade. We do not want potholes on our promenade. We do not want rubbish on our promenade. So by making these videos, we get them fixed and we get the rubbish removed.
What more do you think needs to be done to improve Jaywick itself?
Holiday makers need to pick up their dog poo, because that's disgusting. When the holiday makers are not here, you don't see any dog poo all over the place. When they're down here, they just let it go. And they do not pick up after them. It's disgusting.
Oh, cheers, mate. Cheers.
Shine on, everybody. How are ya? I'm just trying to get the potholes fixed and doing justice for Jaywick.
I know, they're terrible, aren't they?
So I'm gonna highlight it and say, come and fix them, so we save our bus service. We're gonna lose our bus service, you know, and people depend on that, don't they? So shine on, and I love you all. We are Jaywick forever. Shine on, yay!
Look at this car, you can see it here in action. I mean, the pothole is like...
Yeah, they're making people reverse. They're just...
And it's not safe, yeah, she had to drive on the right side of the road.
So you can see the problems these are giving us. So we are going to get them fixed. Shine on.
And is this open? Is this active, this community centre?
This opened about 10 years ago. This is the Jaywick Resource Centre, and this does a lot for Jaywick.
Okay.
People come here, they do line dancing, they get free meals, and it's a great community hotspot.
Right.
So Jaywick's on the up. More great things for Jaywick.
Yeah, but it's a shame you have this on the side as well that, you know, could be rejuvenated or...
Basically, some guy has brought all of these old places.
Right.
And he's going to basically convert them into flats. Really high flats, like 16 flats.
Okay.
So this is going to be good for Jaywick. So the future of this, when it eventually gets done, will be very good.
Yeah.
It's just sad to look at it like this.
Yeah.
I remember all of these open. I remember going in there with my friends, and that was at Jaywick Casino. That was an amusements. We had lots of good times in there. I'm so sad it's gone now. It's soul destroying.
Would you say most of the money has moved down to Clacton and like Jaywick has kind of been forgotten in a way?
Clacton's is losing things like Jaywick is as well.
Really?
Yeah, it's the same everywhere. It's just basically because they got rid of Butlins. When Butlins was open, this was all flowing. But once you got rid of Butlins, there's no need for it. So that was the biggest catalyst for us. The biggest problem we had was Butlins going.
Maybe you just need something new, a new kind of attraction to come to.
Yeah, we do.
Jaywick.
Danny Sloggett, I'm a great attraction.
Yeah, get the Danny tours.
You can still see the change box. Look, where you used to get change.
Wow.
You still see machines in there as well. Look, see some machines. Sad what's happened to them, but don't look at us for what this is today. Look at us for what this once was and what it's going to be soon. Soon this will be a multi 16 flats, brand new flats for the community. Jaywick's on the up. We love you, Jaywick, whatever you are.
Do people sleep in here? It's not a mattress.
No, people just dump things in here because not a lot of people have got cars in Jaywick. So
Right.
when people see a bit of land abandoned, they normally put more rubbish on it.
Right.
Just like their mattresses there. But you know, it's not a big problem. It's just a few people do it. It's only a small majority of people that fly tip, yeah?
Yeah, but why didn't the local council come and like...
They do,
clean it
but
up?
as soon as they take it away, more comes back.
Right.
The council do a lot for us, you
It's
know?
an endless cycle.
Yes, but we want more investment, we want more opportunities. And they are happening. We are getting more opportunities, we are getting more investment. And if we keep plugging away, then we will give justice to Jaywick. But they've got a Morris Minor and they've got me.
That's all you need.
That's all you need.
It's just hard, isn't it? Because we pay the same poll tax as they do the other side of the golf course.
Right.
They get road sweepers, they get proper bins. We don't get no road sweepers, we don't get
Yeah.
proper bins.
I mean, there is some derelict houses, but just a general, like, few mattresses on the side of the road, all it would take is the council to come and bring a bin man over and, like, you know, tidy the place up a bit.
It's so easy to fix, and they don't fix it. It's as if they don't care. Without being horrible, even the problem peoples, they've got problems, but they just chuck them all down here. But as I said before, if it wasn't like that, we wouldn't have this place. Whether they're druggies, whether they're alkies, whether they're old, whether they're young, they will all talk to you.
Yeah.
And it's just a nice atmosphere. It's lovely. Everyone's gets like the wrong end of the stick with Jaywick, because it's got that Jaywick vibe to it. I love it.
And I'll tell you what, we've been down here 4 times in the last 2 years. And I'll tell you, it's brilliant. People are polite, but what they're making out the place is it's run down. All right, wouldn't mind if the government put some money into the area, would be lovely. But sadly, you've seen parts of around here emptied, basically ripped apart. It ain't just because of the people who live here, it's the government haven't put anything into the area for years and years and years.
Exactly, yeah.
And it's quite sad, really, because all the people I've met are lovely people.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that's what it's about sometimes, the government actually putting money in rather than kind of disregarding the people that actually live there and giving them a bad name.
Oh, 100%. I come from Harlow, and that's been run down for the last 10 years. And around here, I see the difference from Harlow and here. I'll be honest with you, I'd rather live here. That's the truth. And I've been living in Harlow for 25 years.
It's so easy to have a go at the Parliament.
But you guys have Farage as your MP. He's probably one of the most famous person in politics in the UK. Shouldn't he do something about the area?
Well, got to give him a bit of time, isn't you? But it's like 100 yards away. We've just had the biggest fire we've ever known, and it's still like a bomb site. And there's asbestos and soot and everything blowing over us. No one gives the monkeys because it's Jaywick. That's it. Don't get cleaned. It don't get tidied up, and it's just
Free asbestos stuff if you want it.
Yeah.
So Jaywick itself has a population of around 5,000 people, and just about over 60% are employed. But this is one of the poorer areas, but I guess when you live also by the sea, it's a nice place to live, but obviously the living standards aren't as good in this particular street. See people leave things outside, and Danny was telling me not everyone has a car, so that's their only option is to fly tip in this area. But yeah, you can see how the houses are a bit different on this street.
All right, mate. How are ya? Brother, I need to get to church. I will try Sunday, okay? Thank you, brother. Love ya. Lovely fella.
Are you religious?
Yeah. I'm not like a certain religion. I'm just Church of England, but I believe in God. Yeah. And throughout my years of going to prison and the car crashes I've had and my mum dying and stuff, God's been there for me, you know?
Yeah.
God's definitely, when I was in prison on them 8 occasions, I was believing in God to get me through it. And he certainly did, you know?
Yeah, I heard the employment rate around here is just above 60%. Is it also about providing jobs for the people too?
It would be, but there's no big businesses or shops here, so it's hard to have jobs here, you know?
What would you say most people do around here for work?
Self-employed. The majority of people that live here are plumbers, builders, roofers, work in the building trade. So that, to me, that's the biggest majority, you know?
Right. But when you look at the media and what they say about Jaywick, it's really easy to point the finger and say they're lazy and they all claim benefits. How does that make you feel?
That's not true. There's not, people claim benefits if they're old or they're not well, but the majority of people that are my age, they're all working, you know?
But this is a place where people are getting benefits, one of the highest, I think, within the UK. Do you think there needs to be more social housing in the area? What do you think needs to be done for opportunities for the locals?
Well, I think it's just giving people the benefit of the doubt, and you know, most of us are hard-working people down here, and we do just want to live a quiet life. But unfortunately, the housing's not here, but hopefully they'll be building some more soon. So.
Yeah, I mean, how does it make you feel when people say it's a really deprived area, it's one of the poorest in England, those kind of statements?
It's sad. It's not nice. But obviously, I mean, you know what it's like. People tar you with the same brush, don't they? But, I mean, we all stick together down here. If there's any problems, we know that you've got backup, you've got people looking after you, things like that. So. But we're deprived, but we get by, and we've got a beautiful beach and a beautiful area that people can enjoy with their kids and everything like that. So.
Well, that's the thing, when you look at the media, they might only talk to 1 or 2 people, but go around with Danny, you see the whole town.
Exactly, when you go around with me, you can see that we work, that we love it here, that we're making the most of it, that we enjoy it, we love it. The only thing Jaywick needs is more jobs. So there's lots of land. Do you know where that sunspot is?
Yeah.
There's lots of land behind it. I propose that businesses buy that land, build warehouses on there, build supermarkets, build shops, and that would give Jaywick much needed jobs, you know?
Yeah.
My car feels like it's falling apart. It's 72 years old, so...
I love it, it's proper old school.
It's class, isn't it? Shine on the Morris Minor.
Shine on.
We'll just leave it there. Come with me, my friends.
Let's go.
How are you, alright? This is one of my favourite pubs. Keish is the owner, he's doing great. Puts live bands on, he serves the community. And it takes someone like Keish. He does lovely Indian food as well. Delicacies, didn't ya?
And I taught him everything he knows, didn't I, Kush?
He sure did. Yeah. Behind every great man is a great woman. Isn't it? Thank you, Keish. We love you.
Politicians also should come to this area.
Yep.
Some of the politicians, they are thinking only Clacton. If Jaywick is not there, they don't be getting votes as well. There is like almost like 5 to 10% of votes are there in Jaywick in Clacton area if you see them. The politicians, they are not coming here, they are sticking to Clacton only, which is not good, that is. If they come, definitely it will develop. I know that they will speak lots of things that we can develop this area, that area. But coming to the point, they are not giving, they are not releasing the funds here. If they release the funds properly, definitely it will develop.
What was I like as a kid?
Was he naughty?
I was a little bastard, weren't I? Tony, we used to go to the cashier and say, Tony, the machines took our money. Then he used to go to it, give us the money, but then we used to pull a tissue out the bottom of the machine and the money used to come back. We used to give you lots of tricks, didn't we?
And you every trick you did.
This man deserves a medal for putting up with me when I was 11. He put up with me and my friends for 5 years.
Miguel was first for you to organise nothing to do.
Yeah. Bit of food don't hurt you. What a nice man, the Broadway. Thank you, Keish. We love you.
They say if within deprived areas kind of brings crime. Would you agree with that, especially living in Jaywick?
To some degree. I feel like in all areas there's always going to be crime, but it kind of, I think it's more publicised when it's in a more poorer community.
Yeah, they kind of drive that stigma.
Yeah, but I haven't really been around anything like that, so I'm pretty happy with what I've seen living here. So.
Benjamin, Del boy, we love you, Del. How are you? You are Benjamin Button. You are getting younger. You are getting younger, aren't you? Nice to see you, Del. You finished work for the day? You are a legend. I'm at work now. Del, God bless you. Keep up the hard work. You know that. Another hard worker from Jaywick. Another man that lives in Jaywick and works very hard. Sorry, mate. Sorry. I always stop for people. If someone wants to cross the road, I'll stop, help them.
Yeah.
I've always been like that, you know. I've always got time for people, you know.
I feel like the people we've met today so far, they are very like old school and have a lot of respect and manners in this area. It's kind of what I've got.
There's a lot of respect. Jaywick is all about respect. You won't live here without respect. Respect is what you need to live in Jaywick. People like the way you treat others. People like what you're doing, you know.
Yeah.
And if you haven't got respect for others, how can people have respect for you? You know, respect goes both ways, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And Jaywick, I find places that are poorer, places that don't have as much money as other places, respect works more than ever.
Definitely. I feel like there's a sense of community here, but like, what is poor to you? What would you say? What is the definition of rich and poor?
Poor is basically not having enough money to feed your kids, and rich is being able to go on holiday whenever you want.
Yeah.
That's kind of rich or poor to me. I know people that eat dog food because they're so hungry. Really? I've known people in the past that eat dog food.
Oh.
I know people that are so poor they have to choose between heating and eating. I know people that have to wire up their meter because they can't afford to pay for electric.
Yeah.
You put your hand out the window for indicator. Thank you. I don't film people that are eating dog food for their dinner. I don't film people, but I get people message me privately on Facebook. They message me and go, Danny, I'm a woman with kids. We are starving. We don't get paid until next week. Can you help me? And I always try and lend them 20 quid, give them 20 quid. Indicate that for me, please. And basically, I don't publicly answer these messages. I don't put it all over my page that someone's asking me for food.
Yeah.
I just privately address that. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I'm not funded by anybody. I'm not a government group. I'm not a charity. I'm Danny Sloggett. And I do all that I can in my own time for the community. But I don't have a lot of money, you know. I work, I'm a plumber, I'm a builder, and I only have so much money, you know. And I can't keep spending all my money on everybody else because I have my own family to support, you know.
I think every place needs a Danny in their area, someone who's looking out for the community.
Damn right. And I would make sure that we get justice. Yeah. I want justice for every person in Jaywick. Every person in Jaywick might not like me. I might not like every person either. But I want justice for them, you know?
Yeah.
And I want respect. And that to me makes the world go around, you know?
I've now got 380.
380 what?
People, gnomes.
Right.
People donate them by the plastic bagfuls.
Right, where did the gnome collecting start?
January.
Why is that? Just like a hobby, or?
No, it's just that I've got so many grandchildren, which you'll be able to see in here.
Let's have a look.
Put a light on.
Whoa, you've got a collection of photos.
I have got so
bloody hell.
many grandchildren, it's unbelievable.
Wow. How many in total?
I've lost count. I've lost count. I think it's about 30, 34.
Wow. And you've lived in Jaywick most of your life, or?
No, only for the last 15 years.
Right.
I lost my wife here, which is this lady here, my favourite one.
Favourite one.
And she died with COVID victims. She was asthmatic, so
right.
She just lost it, poor cow.
Sorry to hear that.
So I'm stayed put and I've got my family around me.
You've seen Jaywick change throughout the years, this past 15 years. Would you say for the good or the better or the worse?
Let's look at it this way. I was here in the caravan centre when we had the floods with my family. Mum, Dad and 13 kids.
Wow.
And Dad said, righto, all step out there and wash your feet in the rain.
Back in 1953, on the 31st of January, there was a big flood in Jaywick where 35 people lost their lives.
Right.
And if you Google it, you can see about the big floods of that time. And 35 people died in Jaywick. So this is in honour of them as well. And if you look, in memory of the 35 souls lost in Jaywick on the night of 31st of January 1953 by the East Coast floods.
Wow.
But yes, I've been on and off up here. I love it up here.
I mean, Jaywick has this reputation of being one of the poorest areas in England. How does that make you feel as a local?
I'm not worried. I love it. You know, I'm not a rich person. Like just a minute ago, a little baby come up and started crying. I said, "What's the matter?" She said, "I want one of them." So I picked the little one, picked one of the gnomes up. She'd gone off down the road as happy as a sandboy. That's my life. Love it.
And by the sea, it seems quite peaceful. But what more do you think can be done in Jaywick to improve the area?
I don't think you will be able to. There's too many of good sorts and bad sorts here.
Happens everywhere you go, though.
Yes, it does. Yeah. I mean, just lately it's getting even worse down the bottom because of the big fire we had down there. That was tremendous. The smoke, everyone was choked on it here, up here, like, you know. But it's something that happens and we put up with it. And that's life in Jaywick, I'm afraid. And I love every minute of it. I've got good people up here that, I mean, I used to do a boot sale outside. Made a bomb at it. Love it. Then when the wife died, I had to stop doing it. And I managed to keep a few bob in my pocket. But that's it.
What a beautiful garden, eh, Wesley? And it goes all the way around there. There's all little statues around there. And this is our Jaywick Memorial Garden.
You've got apples, mate.
We've got everything. We're the Costa del Jaywick. Shine on. So that's it.
Yeah, and how do you feel about, like, it's a bit controversial at the minute, but flying the flag in your local town, like, people say all sorts of stuff.
Well, I don't care what they say. At the end of the day, we are Jaywick and we are part of Britain and this is our country. So I'm sure we have the right to fly our flag. There's nothing wrong with that, I don't think. If you go to, say, France, they fly the French flag. If you go to Germany, they fly the Germany flag. So why can't we fly the Union Jack in the UK?
Especially in Jaywick, represent.
Come on, represent. Love your country. But the trouble is, I love all countries. Look, we've got aeroplanes. Look at this, aeroplanes.
Where's he gone?
Oh, it's gone. We'll go and get it.
Find it.
It depends which way you look at deprived. As in, I see the community myself. Do you know what I mean? I see the people. I see what we do for each other. But it's the council that lets us down. We're talking about the potholes and that. Yeah. But it's not. Listen, mate. This is the only place I've loved and felt comfortable, and I've lived from here to Scotland because of the people. Yeah. It's because of the people.
Well said, Lisa.
So what more could be done with the local MPs and your local council? What more would you want to see?
Well, repairs to the area. Do you know what I mean? Amenities for the kids to keep them out of trouble.
Yeah. They run feral.
What we need, what we should be getting.
Is it safe in
They're
Jaywick?
good kids, they just need more to do.
It's quite safe
I don't.
in Jaywick.
Listen, I can walk about in Jaywick any time.
We walk around all day, all night, never been hurt.
Yeah, never
ever been hurt.
I know I won't get hurt. It's not, like I say, it's not what it's made out to be. And you know what? I can't believe I've ended up next door to this guy. I can't believe it. You were like the first guy I met, didn't you?
I know. We were meant to be. We were meant to be neighbours. And this is my house. I like fish. I'm a Pisces, March the 4th. So, a man with hobbies and interests is a happy man. Please show everybody the Jaywick fish. So, because I live in Jaywick, we don't have loads of nightclubs, we don't have loads of shops, we don't have loads of places to go, like infrastructure. So we have to create that for ourselves.
Yeah.
So I find people that live in deprived places, so-called deprived places, are the opposite in themselves, with their hobbies, with their interests, with what they do.
Yeah, a lot of people think they have to leave their town to make something of it, but you've stayed here most of your life, you're saying.
Basically, when I was young, I moved in when I was 11, and when I was young, basically, there was no jobs. I wanted to work, and I used to go to Colchester for work, but by the time I got up at 6 a.m, rode my push bike to the train station, then got a train to Colchester, then worked all day, then did all of that to come home, I was only earning £2.50 a day, I was only earning £30 a week on a government training scheme. I did that for about 6 months, but financially I couldn't do it anymore, and there were better opportunities in stealing things and driving illegally and committing crime. In Jaywick, one of the best jobs was crime. So I did that. And I did it until I was 21. And then I thought, hang on a minute. My dad's come and saw me in prison and said, Danny, stop wasting your life. So I then went and worked for my dad, building houses, becoming a builder, which I always was. And thank goodness I had my dad to get me out of that hole that I was in. And I haven't been in trouble with the police now for well over 25 years. But I see people today that were like me in Jaywick, and they're young, and there's no options, there's no jobs for them. So I want to help them get into work, because work is better than crime. But obviously when you're young and there's no opportunities, the instant money is in crime, so people want that now. But this is not the way forward. So we must help each other to prevent people going on this path. And people that are on that path, it doesn't mean they're bad people. It just means they're bad, that they've had bad luck. And we should help them, the stronger people, and help everybody sort themselves out. And that is what Jaywick can teach the world. We can teach the world to not look down on people only when you're helping them up. If Jaywick's deprived, what they all say it is, how come we can look after each other and do things for each other? And how come places that are richer and they're better off, how come they keep being horrible towards each other, and how come they're not helping each other? So maybe Jaywick and the world can work together. I do believe there's a Jaywick in everyone.
So going around with Danny, I've come to realise that there are good and bad parts of Jaywick. The locals themselves actually prefer this place as a bad name, as it puts tourists off from actually coming here. And doing this video has made me realise that you should go to places yourself and check them out, as they're not all what they seem. And I hope I've shown you guys that this place actually is pretty nice. It's not the worst place in England, as most people call it. But yeah, this was Jaywick on the coast of England. I'll see you for the next one.
So ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't checked out Wesley Winter, you haven't lived. The man is a legend.